You studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you because you're part of the whole system. You profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. Well, so you can have him. And here's what I'll say. I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
The day of the Lord coming. Now with hope, now with peace. False prophet talk smooth, but the righteous burn hotter. Let's bring the heat. This that 2 Peter 5, truth never tired, element melt, word in the pot. He coming back, not sweet but dire. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous ride, wicked expire. Oh yeah, this that 2 Peter 5. They so.
Remember what those guys in purple were preaching about in 2 Peter? It's happening. What? Send out the men, hurry!
It's time. We need to get ready. This is what we trained for. Stay sharp.
World in a pie. He coming back, not sweet but die. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous rise, wicked expire. Oh yeah, it's that 2 Peter fire. They love pleasure more than faith. Mock the truth but can't escape. They walking after lust and hate. I full of sin, that's their fate. Why the judge man suffer, stand tall. We wait on new heaven, new earth that call. Element burns, fall. Prophecy real, no myth at all. Every word revealed by flame. No more shame, no more gain. The day of the Lord, judgment reign. Ain't no peace with them that profane. So I move clean, watch and pray. Keep my sword sharp every day. The world pass, but you gon' stay. He coming back with fire slay. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. The heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Does that 2 Peter 5, truth never die. Elements world in a pie. He coming back, not sweet but die. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous rise, wicked expire. It's that 2 Peter 5. Righteousness reign. New heaven, new earth. The wicked had their seed. New heaven, new earth. Now the kingdom burns clean. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Our Elohim, the Ruach HaKodesh, our mother, the dove, our brother Yahweh. All praises to the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so that there is no misunderstanding that we are not idolators. We deal with our own spirit, our own righteousness, our own kingdom to come. We're not here for the wicked's turn. Their turn is done. All praises to the Most High. This, hold on. Oh. So what measure was Yashar'EL judged if the law is done away with? This concept is the folly of the heathen and is why they today are finding their way struggling and their system in decay. For the lawless has no fruits to be eaten, only to be smitten by the Most High today. All praises to the Most High. See, as the wicked world finds its way in such a decaying state of mind, body, and spirit, it only is fair and makes sense that the Most High raises his people. There's only a remnant. It's only for a remnant because he doesn't need the whole. He is the whole. Everyone is still concerning themselves with what they ought not to be. They shouldn't concern themselves with you or me. They should concern themselves with their own folly so that they cannot be stricken at the end. However, we know that that's not how it ends. It ends with the heathens, the wicked, propagating their sins, deliberately trying to fight the Most High in spirit, mind, and body, trying to lead everyone astray so that they can try to return to a day that they loved so much. And here we are right now in this time of beauty, rejoicing, and joy. We're watching the faces of our enemies scream, yell, and be tired. These people have all the dainties. They have all the goods. They have all the houses and the woods. They have all the cars, all the furs. They live far from every one of us, and yet they're tired. With the world given into the hands of the wicked, how can the heathen be righteous? How are they who have today sat back and said to themselves they are righteous when the whole world was given into the hand of the wicked? So whoever is ruling today is wicked. Whoever is in the narrative today is wicked. The ones that are seeking righteousness, seeking love of the father, the mother, the brother, understanding as above, so below, dealing with the esoteric, understanding the wisdom thereof, knowing that there is a whole house of Yashar'EL, not just a Judean one. This is the calamities that we see of Abraham's 10 plagues playing out. And the world is wanting to shout and scream in their dreams as it seems that they cannot get away from their own judgment. As we tried ourselves, we sat back and ran and we climbed and we jumped and we fought, but we couldn't get away. We had to pay for the things that our forefathers brought upon us and our foremothers. And today, as we have repented, that was a prerequisite of us being here in it. It was a prerequisite of us repenting for our forefathers and foremothers, let alone ourselves. And as we did this, we moved forward and we learned and we studied and we were told to come up out of her and study more. We were told not to entertain the heathen's narrative, to not be part of anything that they have ever said. And as we broke away, broke free, we turned the other leaf. We said, Father, it is me, here I be. And the Father sent our mother because we were vexed under the wicked hex of the wicked world. And people get upset because, they say we're mean-spirited, we're this and we're that. You guys are hateful. You guys need to repent. And they don't even understand what we meant, what is meant for us. We're the ones that now get to rule. And we're ruling sometimes in silence, but most of the time in boldness. People come to and fro to look at us, all in our face. And we're like, hey. And they're like, hey, hoping that one day that we'll stop and turn and speak to them. And we keep it moving. Because why? It's our turn and we have things to do in. We have things that we must continue to do. We can't rest on our laurels like the heathen. We have to move forward. We have to continue this fight so that strife and vexation does not enter our life. And because of this thing that we have now endured and persevered, people still think that we're mean. And all I can say to that is that they have not studied. They have not understood. They do not get that the world was given into the hands of the wicked. Like, that's a concept that many can't even ascertain. They think that this is a silly ass kids game, but this is not a game to us. The remnant within the remnant, the wheel within the wheel. Every day when we look in the celestial, we see the wheel. We see it very well. We see it every day, and it keeps swelling. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. And soon these people are going to understand the bigger picture, and they're going to look for us as they're in this famine of ignorance, fallen, folly, and dust. But hey, we must continue to strive for what is righteous to us, which is justice, right? Justice. See, there can be no more peace without justice for just us. It just can't happen. We delineated like they have delineated. Now we're being sanctified. Now, not everybody is going to stay alive because many have lost the plot. And because of that, they are not going to win. Even though Trump, T-Rump, gets on television, the television, and speaks madness of ridiculosities, talking about they are winning and they're negotiating. There is none of this. You can look at this man's face. You can see the lies stricken him in his place. And this is why we today are okay. Literally, we're okay. Yet we still got to move forward. That's the beauty of the new day. A new day, a new dawn. It's our turn. Our turn, Yashar'EL. And I know there's plenty of people out here that want to tell their story from a Catholic Hebrew perspective. They want to add in Christianity to our narratives, our story. But they're not us. They're not holding wisdom. Wisdom is for the wise, those who can see the demise on the face of the unrighteous because we're in the wickedness of the heathen, the idolater. And idolatry is what's getting them stuck. It's what's putting them in a muck, making them buck around like naked cavemen and women, running to and fro like a chicken with their head cut off. When we're just watching We're seeing them in their demise. When we used to see them in their rise, now they see us and they can't stand it. They want to be part of it, but they can't stand it. You see these people on social media, they sit around, they talking about that we're the victims. We're the victims. You guys did this to yourself, still unwilling to be accountable for their own actions. And yet they want us to feel something for them as they fall victim to their own self-satisfaction. This is not the reality for them. This is the exchange, a situation of two worlds colliding. And they think that we should just give in to them. And I keep asking the question to them, why? Why should we change the perspective to suit and satisfy you? When this whole time you knew who we were. You knew who we were. Now that we know, you want us to, what? Go? Go where? We're going to our kingdom. We're making it very simple for everybody. Hey, repent, study to show yourself approved, seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Don't worry about what the heathen madmen say prophecy is to them. They're the ones on the other side of prophecy. They're the ones that's going to be in the demise of prophecy. They're the ones who can't hold wisdom. They're the ones that are burdened and burdensome. So we are just the ones that are saying to ourselves collectively, you see, that we no longer are under the authority of the heathen. We have gained our sovereignty individually and collectively. Individually and collectively. Whereas now their sovereignty has been took. And in it being taken, they have no sovereignty, no authority, and no morality. And it doesn't matter when they scream and holler, yell and fight and, want to bite each other, eat each other, fight each other, kill each other. It doesn't matter because all we do and have to do and continue to do is seek after our Father. And those are beautiful times. Like we are in the most existential, beautifulistic time ever to be alive. Ever. Yes, there's people on the left-hand side that wants to create some sort of folly against us, to take some energy from us, similarly to the heathen who touched Yahweh's garment, took a little energy, but he regained it because he kept it moving. He wasn't froward, Froward. He was not froward thinking. He was obedient going forward, just like we, his people. And you got all these people out talking about Iran, talking about T-Rump, talking about Pete Hedgehog, and all these other people with massive logs in their eye. And all we're saying is, hey, you either do or do not or die. Die trying. Because there is no try. It either is do or do not. So here we are as a people on a Wednesday, showing that we are equal to each other. Understanding that this is about our mother, our father, our brother, our father, our mother, our brother, our Elohim. And people don't understand that, Elohi, and it's okay. You don't know who we are today, but you will. Because this is what's prophesied to happen still. As we watch the end of an age, the end of a cycle, we give all praises to the Most High, the highest, the Ancient of Days, the one who gave us the promise to be here at the end, to be satisfied again. This is the beautifulest time that ever there was. And because it is for us, people are upset because they can't get in. And we got to vet everybody because it's only fair. That's why I began this conversation with showing what happened in the past in Alabama there. When they came trying to tell us that we didn't understand how these white people began here stealing our lands, our heritage, our words, stealing us from our father, our mother, our brother, stealing us from our understanding, our wisdom. And now that we get to bring that back, we get to have it back, we're not giving it up. And everybody out here who's foolishly stuck up on some Jeebus of the whites is caught up in madness, just like the whites. They don't understand the light that we hold, the menorah, the 7 candlesticks that's in us, that's lit now. We are enjoying it. The balance is here. The black horse rides. And they want us to think that that their demise is ours. Oh no. Oh no. It is not so. Every man and every woman in their own lot. And because we decided to collectively, consciously stand as one, as we're being sanctified and being proven by the Most High's Son and the Mother, everybody is upset because we won. That's the end game. What's the end game? We win. So much to their chagrin, it doesn't matter what they do, what they say, or where they are. It just matters that they end. Because the earth, the world, was given into the hands of the wicked because of our curse. And now that curse is over, the earth is given back to the righteous, so the righteous can work for their Elohim. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Brother Sly.
Shalom, Mark.
Shalom. Yes, sir.
How you doing this evening, my brother?
I am well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. Good to hear it.
As we speak on the heathen, those who look like us and those who don't look like us, there is a buildup of tension amongst Psalms 83.
Mm-hmm.
We can see that it's the end of the heathen's reign.
Yep.
Their system is decaying, that's apparent. We told them why. When their trains started to derail, we told them the planes were next. They scoffed. It occurred. They're being swallowed by sinkholes, mauled by animals. And they have no idea, at least they won't openly admit what's going on. As if they could cut us off from being a nation and not have to pay. And if you haven't noticed, there's been an uptick of the blassel trying to stand in the way of judgment, blaspheming the Ruach, wearing fringes and head wraps, pretending to be us, speaking wayward doctrines, despise correction. This is the Psalms 83 Confederacy. They know that the Father has turned his face back toward his children. No Jeebus of the whites, No Catholic Hebrew rhetoric. Oh, I can't believe y'all talking about the Holy Spirit as wisdom is feminine. Not learning the ways of the heathen. We're all in sync together in a collective consciousness.
Yep.
The spirit, the ruach. And they really can't go against that or ascertain why it's occurring.
Mm-hmm.
The Father let us know that the ruach would bring all things back to remembrance.
Yep.
That's why he is the ancient of days.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We have people out here saying that the Father has a soul, that he has a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Learning the ways, exactly, learning the ways of the heathen, leaning on their own understanding.
Yep.
Even though the Most High is everlasting and eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing they have left is to try to muster up what little energy they think they have to go against the truth of this awakening.
That's right.
And even during demonic attacks, the Most High will allow someone to be edified in the spirit.
Yep.
Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen,
That's right.
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
That's right.
The Ruach bringing all things back to remembrance. That's a sign of heaven. That's one of the signs.
That's right.
In the Catholic Hebrew, they cannot deal with that. Because once again, wisdom is too high for a fool.
Yep. Yep.
They see the collective. They see the Father moving his hand.
Mm-hmm.
They see our enemies being trampled under the Most High's feet.
Yep.
Day in, day out, night in, night out. At this point, this juncture in time, the only thing we need to do is repent, be steadfast, and march towards the kingdom.
That's right. That's right, Al. That's right. And see, as we march towards the kingdom, we cry out for justice as we march, as we move forward. And as we cry out continually for justice in our wake and in our sleep, things happen that puts everybody in a wayward way. Like the vibration is so high that they're being vibrated off the table. They're being vibrated out of the way. That's why as we collectively understand and take a stand of who we are and where we're going, there's going to be those that get shook off because the cry for justice is strong. We're not out here trying to browbeat people, although we can and we shall and we do. But we are mostly crying out for justice for me and you, for the Mishpachah. We're not out here trying to, be all perfect and be all prideful, trying to think that we can't do anything without Jebus, do anything without the European, do anything without the heathen. We're just saying to ourselves, finally, no, this is a, final. We finally, as a group, have understood the collective. It used to be back in the day when we would sit back and say, nah, I ain't messing with that brother. I ain't gonna mess with that brother. I ain't gonna mess with that sister. I'm gonna deal with the heathen. I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna go and buy a house next to them. I'm gonna go to their schools. I'm gonna do it. Now we don't care about any of that. Now, as we move asking for justice, because that's what our ancestors. So our ancestors, you don't think that they wanted justice? Like I always say that, you know, justice from the very beginning, when the madmen of the caves were killing our people indiscriminately, just doing it for fun. You don't think that those folks, that blood, that spirit, that soul, doesn't want justice? See, we over here collectively seek justice not just for ourselves, the civil rights movement, the slavery, the most recent slavery, chattel slavery. We seek it from all the way back to the beginning. We seek justice for Abel, Seth, Noah, Melchizedek. We seek justice for the prophets, the saints, our people. This is why the cry is so strong and so loud. It's not out here fervent like, oh, well, you know, like a petulant ass child. This is about the power to cry, which we were not allowed to do. They would not let us cry out for justice for you, Mishpachah, ancestors, Judah and Ephraim. Now we get to do that, and look at them now. Look at how they all want to just close their eyes and die. Now they got to go fight for a holy war, an unholy war that they desire. They desired this. I don't know how many times, oh, I'm gonna kill. You know, we gotta kill. Not knowing that Ish was behind it the entire time. Now they realize, oh, we got to fight for Ish. This isn't about America. This is about Ish. Well, shoot, I want to renege on my promise. I want to renege on my promise. And there's no reneging on this promise. You took the bag, everybody. And now they want us to believe that they can do the right thing when their society, their system is falling. Nah. We cry out for justice, and the justice will not stop until justice is meted out. I mean, come on. That's only fair. All this due diligence of Jesus and hey, you know what? We need Jesus in the air. We need Jesus. You know, he's going to come back and save us in the second and first and third and eighth tribulation. What? You can't be serious, because none of that is found in any of our scrolls. That's why we cry out for justice for the transliteration, for the word. See, justice isn't just what you hear or what you heard. It's everything. Justice for the birds, the bees, the trees, the land, the seas, the air. Justice for the first creation that the Most High created, and he made it right and fair. But somehow, this corrupted mentality of spirit entered in, and the world was given in to the wicked. And the wicked has ruled a long time. How long does it take for the Christian to get it right? Oh, well, you know, Jesus, he's gonna come, you know, just live for Jesus. You know, I mean, he's gonna take care of you, you know, live for Jesus. You know, yeah, you're not perfect, but live for Jesus. How long? You've had so long to get it right. That's why today the might, the fight, the light is now back with its rightful people. That's all. You know, the kingdom is in us. The words are in us. We don't have to open up a book and start talking the transliteration every day, every time. It's in us because we are the rightful heirs. So when the rightful heirs come along, the light lights up the room and everybody else got to move. It's like parting the Red Sea. We're parting the heathen's wicked sea. And they act like, we just think that it's all about us, you and me, which it is. Oh, that's prideful. No, 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 that's not prideful. That's a cry for justice. That's karma, right? That's karma. This is what they talk about all the time. We talking righteous vengeance. We talking righteous indignation. And yet Clint Eastwood, Charles Bronson, right? Kung Fu, what's that? David Carradine, right? Oh, don't even forget, Norris of Chuck. But hey, we're the ones that, is all booped up, right? We're the ones. But yet righteous vengeance is a righteous deed indeed. But nobody wants to listen to it from our perspective. The perspective of the oppressed. That's why we cry out for justice for just us. Isn't that right, Sly?
That's right. The
Yes, Carlos Norris. Sorry, my bad.
Carlos Norris. Yeah, they worship that God, but that's a topic for another day.
Another discussion. That's right. That's right.
I was just thinking, with the heathen, they feel that we don't deserve justice.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried it their way. We tried marching. We tried sitting in their churches. We tried going to their town hall meetings. We tried to be a part of the system. Even though we slightly tried to conform, we never assimilated. Because even when we were asleep, the Most High still had an inkling on us in the spirit to be ye separate.
That's right.
Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Actually, I brought out that precept. Let's go to Slakia, Jeremiah 10:25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the one I want. This one is fire. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen. That's what you were speaking about, us wanting justice. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him and have made his habitation desolate.
That's right.
Now we're going to work our way backwards. Habitation desolate. The unlearned Catholic Hebrew will try to state, well, if these are our homelands, well, why aren't they desolate? They are desolate to us. Do they look the way they did before the conquistadors came over here? They killed the buffalo, cut down the trees, and changed the landscape. So the Most High's first creation, this part, the fourth part, is desolate. And once again, this is why we demand justice for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the creation, the land, the sea, the fish, the animals, the trees,
the air,
this radiation in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not act like we was that meltdown that was it
Fukushima.
Fukushima. That's still leaking in the ocean as we speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These are the stewards, because the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. even though it was made for our sakes, these are the temporary stewards of our sacred lands. So when we cry out for justice, we cry out for justice in its totality.
That's right.
Yeah, they've eaten up Jacob and devoured him. You can see how a lot of these blasters are moving. Just the shame that they carry amongst themselves. Bring back shame.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend of mine, and he knows me. Whenever he calls me, the first thing he'll tell me, I'm not trying to hear that they aren't your people, because he already know I'm in a spirit of separation. But I told him the behavior that you see a lot of so-called black people engaging in, that was created by the heathen. Like I told him, I said, your great great grandmother wasn't on a John Deere tractor twerking. They created this. They devoured Jacob. So they have to pay. So when we demand justice, we want justice for the entire gamut, everything that they perverted, including our people.
That's right. That's right. Including our people. Including it. That's why the Most High said, and this is the key, the Most High already told us that he's going to bring these heathens down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There he will judge them for what they did to his people, number one. Number two, his heritage, because they polluted and corrupted his heritage. That's our culture. That's our heritage. They polluted it. And for parting his land. So the land is the earth, is the woman, is his first creation. So if you look at that, that's all of his. That's his people, his creation, his heritage, his creation, his land, his creation. So when people are around here talking madness about, oh, you guys this and that. No, listen, we're not hateful, even though we hate this system. And we hate those who love this system. Why? Because you're either going to love the one and hate the other. You can't serve two masters in this. And this is the problem with all these people, many of these people. They're still trying to serve, especially those who appear to look like us, because their minds is white. Their faces are black. Their minds are Christian. Their faces appear to be Hebrew. Appear to be. And this is why nobody can come at us sideways. Nobody's going to, everybody who comes to us, the remnant within the remnant, and its outer layers, has to come straight way. They have to come straight way. They can't come on the side like they used to, and in the back, stab us in the back, stab us in the side. They can't, blindside us. Remember, these are the things that we went through. I don't know how many times I was blindsided, thinking somebody was on my side, on my six. I don't know how many times I was stabbed in the back so that other people could make it over me. So now, because things have changed, the age, the epoch, the era has changed, and the fullness of the exchange of situation has commenced. Now it's like, oh, okay, I got eyes in the back of my head, the side, the front. I got the Most High and wisdom. So, and our brother showing me the way. Come on, go this way, go that way. And the mother giving me wisdom to say, listen, take your first inclination. Make sure that you listen to me, because your father sent me. Have no fear of your enemies, for your fathers, they fight against your Elohim. So now everybody out here mad. Why? So when I use mad, it's it's synonymous with angry and mental illness. So these people are in an angry state of mental illness. Like, you think that these people are going to go fight a war? These people are obese, many of them. Many of them can't make it through, and you and I was having this conversation earlier, they can't make it through boot camp. And they think that they're going to go and they're going to fight Iran, who, mind you, is waiting on them. Just waiting. The Father has them waiting, just like he has done every other enemy of his people. He had another enemy of what's the adage? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't even make this up no more. So Iran's our friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I got no quarrel with Iran. I got no quarrel with none of these people in the world. My quarrel is with the heathen. And mostly here in America and South America. The rest are the diaspora coming back here, coming home to roost, right? This is why we ain't even concerned with them until they try to come on in, bust up in, and then accuse, or rather project, deflect, and accuse. Then we got to make a stand. We got to stand for something, or we're going to fall for everything. And we ain't doing that no more. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
Yeah, wait. I want
bring it out. Bring it out.
Yeah, I want to show the nation, like, because a lot of people think that we're the hateful bunch. No, we love our brothers and sisters. We love our strangers, those that are strange to us. We love those who cleave to us, not cling to us. We don't want you clinging on us. We don't want you clinging and leeching off of us. We don't want you grifting off of us. We want you cleaving to us, because when you cleave, you're in order. You love our Father, which ultimately means you love our mother, our brother, and us.
Exactly.
Not
cleave.
Rocket science.
I just have to add this: cleave, not graft.
That's right. That's right.
The Blasso Catholic Hebrew needs to learn the difference.
Yep.
The graft are the branches that were broken off.
That's right.
The diaspora, the scattered. The other nations only can cleave. Learn the difference.
And that is their anger right now, right? And their malfeasance. They're angry because they realize that we're not letting them clean. Just like, the camps let them cling, the Christians let them cling, the heathen let them cling. And these are all the blassels. All the blassels allow people to cling upon them because it feels good, because their vanity is all about them. And then some. We don't want you clinging on us. Ugh, all clingy, like it's madness. Back up off me. But if you cleave to me and you're cleaving in righteousness, great. Let's roll. Let's rock and roll. This is how it's supposed to be. And if you're cleaving, then you know what you're doing. You already know. Like, I don't have to say, oh, well, that person's cleaving. That person's. No, you're cleaving. You already know. It's simple. We already know. We will know you by your fruits.
Exactly.
Again.
Cleaving comes with a humble spirit.
That's right. That's
and
right.
These heathens on these social media platforms trying to teach us, telling that they were sent to teach us, you are a heathen. We're not supposed to follow your ways. It's time for them to be quiet, listen, and learn at our feet. That's prophecy. Everyone is trying to bypass prophecy. Deal with the totality of the scriptures and the additional books, and not your vain imaginations.
Yep. Yeah.
If the
That
Most High
vain
said
imagination
you're
got
going
them
into
vexed.
exactly. If the Most High said you're going into captivity, well, get ready to be fitted for fetters of iron.
Mm-hmm.
Our ancestors had to go through it. That's a just wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, justice is going to be beautiful because it's going to be righteous.
Yep. Yep. It's going to be righteous, bro. It's going to be righteous. And again, the world was given into the hand of the wicked. And when the wicked rule, the earth mourns. This is what's been going on. It's been a mourning of everything. That's why the tiger eats the rabbit. That's why everything is about uh, vicious attacks and degradation. That's why everybody wants to be naked in their nations. That's why they run around like freaking heathens because they're mourning. Their souls mourn. However, the flip side, the upside to that is that when the righteous rule, the earth rejoices. So
Exactly.
everybody out here trying to clown us and act like, oh, well, you're knuckles is this and that, you knuckles is that. Listen, when we ruling, you're going to rejoice. We're doing this for ourselves, but ultimately for the whole of the earth. I won't say the world because it's going to be the world of Yashar'EL, not the world of the heathen.
Exactly.
So when we're ruling, we're rejoicing. Everyone will rejoice. Go ahead, Al.
Exactly. And I just have to chime on this because the spirit just hit me.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to keep us under the curse of Balaam
Yep.
because they know they had the earth, the Most High's creation, mourning.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they had everyone greeting each other with good morning.
That's right.
And there's only
That's right.
one way they knew to take down the Israelites, get them to curse themselves.
Yep.
That's why you have to be very leery of the words you speak. If you
That's
know
right.
the word Lord means Baal, discard it from your vocabulary.
That's right.
If you know the word family, when you look it up, means slave,
Yep.
get rid of it.
That's right.
And here's another one that people really don't want to let go, the word indigenous.
Mm-hmm.
It means poverty, needy, wanting, in need of a man from the root word indigentius in Latin. So every time you call yourself indigenous, you are claiming vassal status.
That's right. And just to add to aborigine, that means to abhor the original.
And ab also means not.
That's right. Not
Abnormal,
original. Mhm.
abnormality,
Yep.
aboriginal. I'm
That's right.
not original.
That's right. Yeah, indigent, need help, and this is why when everybody out here is talking bywords, they talk, oh, I'm black, I'm white, I'm this, I'm that. That's why we always say, I'm Yashar'EL. I'm Yashar'EL. My desire is to be who my Father sent me or made me, created me to be. Not this madness of what the heathens bywords and all their ridiculosities has put upon me, but who I say I am. And just because they want to be a byword, they get over here because see, they're only white when they're in America. That's the joke. Everybody is black or white when they get here. And why is that? Because we're here. Now, when we go overseas, they call us American because we speak English. But that's it. They don't say black or white. Now you got the ignorant that does, right? But at the end of the day, This is why we're saying who we are. We're speaking wisdom. We're speaking wisdom so that it can come in. Because without her, we are nothing. And we've been there. We've seen it. We've seen this. Now we're living righteously. Now, we're not perfect, no, but we at least strive for perfection in who we are. Why not? We've done it the other way. We've done it on the left-hand side. We're done with that. So people mad at us for doing the right thing by way of us. The right thing is not everyone's invited. You have a party, you don't invite your whole neighborhood. It's only for a few. It's only a remnant. Back in the day, we would call a party a function. A function. Now, I'm gonna have this function. That would only be a few. A party meant everybody in the city could come. So we had to circumvent that. So this is a function of the Father of wisdom, bringing forth the remnant within the remnant, so we can get to what? Our kingdom. It's as simple as that. These other people are out here trying to get to heaven, but they don't want to die. Whereas we going to stay alive to get to our kingdom. All praise to the Most High for allowing us to be there, to do this, to walk as we walk, to talk as we talk. This is not our words. This is our Father's via our mother and our brother. And this is why they all upset, because they are not us. Nobody is us. And when I say us, those that are listening, those that take heed, those that understand the wisdom from the tree of life, not the tree of knowledge of good and evil that the rest of these heathens love to talk about. Not that. So I want to show you guys, because people say that we're mean. They say we're hateful. Now I'm going to show you guys this, because this is why we have to fight. We have to continue to fight for what is right and for ourselves and for our people, our heritage, and our land. Fighting for our Elohim. This is why. We'll get to it. Now listen to this madness. And I mean, just listen to it.
No volume, Mark.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. My bad. Hold on a second. Let me start that over anyway. Oh, goodness.
Still no volume.
I know.
All right.
All right. Hold on. Bear with me. My bad. Here we go.
Needs to be addressed. I am tired of Black people pretending like they are the ones that didn't start slavery, because they were, and I'm tired of them pretending that white people didn't die to end slavery, because we were. I'm also tired of pretending that there are still slaves today and all of the slave owners are, you guessed it, people of color. I'm also tired of pretending that there weren't white slaves as well. And I think that a lot of people in the Black community avoid these truths because they want to try and move up in this country without having to do the hard work.
I got a problem with this video. I do. This lady should have had a chef's hat on.
No, wait a second. Now, here comes the blasphemy. Here comes the blasphemy.
And one of those chef jackets, because she came here to cook. And I wasn't ready. I would have had my knife and fork, everything. I wasn't ready. Here's the thing about the truth. The truth is never pretty. Some people need that ugly truth right in front of them. This lady didn't tell a single lie. The only problem she's getting flack because of this video is because she told the truth. And a lot of people really don't like the
All right, that's enough of that monkey. Hold on a second.
truth.
Hey, Ak, do you have the rebuttal?
Yep.
All
Right
praises
now.
to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I pissed off the Black community. I definitely pissed off the Black community. And it is it is what it is. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But apparently I am uneducated. So let's go through why I said what I said in that video, because I stand 10 toes down on it.
Hi, I'm Dr. C, and you have my attention.
Back in the 1600s, Black people, specifically Africans, were not just stolen. They were sold off by other Africans.
So the first
Wait. Nah, let it go.
mistake here is the use of the term black to describe Africans at the time of the transatlantic slave trade, as though all of the peoples of Africa had a common racial identity that is analogous to the usage of the term black in our contemporary context. While racial identities like white and black are international, they are not conceptualized consistently across countries. The meaning of those concepts are very much bound by cultural context. It is also worth noting that the ideas of whiteness and blackness didn't really begin to start developing until the mid-1400s, when the Portuguese sought to explain why it was okay for them to enslave Africans. It would then take another 200 to 300 years for the concept of race to really become concrete and be tied to biology through pseudoscience.
So really quickly, just to interject, he's wrong. The Portuguese were not selling Africans. Again, you can look this up. You do your own due diligence. Sub-Saharan Africa, sub-Saharan, that means those south of the Sahara Desert, was not colonized until 1885. So if sub-Saharan Africa wasn't colonized until 1885, yet the Americas, as we know it, was colonized in 1492, how in the filth florn do they get Africans out of me and you? Let me go on.
All of that is to say that using the modern term black as it's used in our contemporary moment to describe Africans in the 15th, 16th, or even 17th century is gratuitously inaccurate. Furthermore, the continent of Africa is much larger than the entirety of North America, and so suggesting that those Africans are selling off each other as though they had a collective identity is at best woefully uninformed, or at worst, virulently bigoted.
At that time, slavery wasn't really a term or a thing. They had indentured servants. These servants had time limits of how long they were going to be working. So after these 3 years, you're free to go. And honestly, truthfully, a lot of these men and women chose to become indentured servants because it wasn't a forever thing, it wasn't a long thing, and they would be able to freely come into America. Not saying that it was right. I'm just saying some of these men and women did go by choice so they could leave their home country.
While you may be able to find historical accounts of Africans putting themselves in indentured servitude in order to leave the continent, this is a phenomenon that is far more heavily associated with the poor Europeans attempting to come to the colonies in the Americas.
What I said in my video was that Black people created slavery. They started slavery. What I didn't specify was that I clarified this in the comments immediately after uploading, but just not in the video specifically. But before this drama took place, I clarified it right when I put up the video.
Lies.
That I was talking about in the US, not the entire world, because that predates.
See, again, this is when they get caught up in their madness, they just begin to lie because they liars from the beginning.
What, 10,000 years? I was not getting into all that. So I was talking about here at home.
You don't have to talk about 10,000 years worth of history. You could just talk about the last 600, because that's what's most pertinent to the history of American slavery. And also, that'd be a much more reasonable amount of information for you to manage.
Now, he accumulated over 200 acres of land over that time, and he also accumulated about 15 to 16 slaves, 6 or 7 of them being African American and the rest being white. Or, I'm sorry, servants, not slaves. Now, things went awry a few years later, around 1653, I think, one of those, where one of his servants, last name of Kasser, left because he claimed that his servitude was up and expired. So he left to go work for a different owner. Anthony Johnson then brought it to court and sued that family to have Kasser be returned to him. After a couple of years through the Virginia court system, they actually went in Johnson's favor and brought Kasser back to Anthony Johnson, claiming him as a slave for life, thus creating slavery, legal slavery, not servitude, legal slavery here in America. It was because of Anthony Johnson, who was a Black man, which is what I was referencing.
And she's stupid as hell because chattel slavery began in 1502 via the church. We already know this. She's just stupid. Look at her eyes. Look at her. Look how crazy she looks. This is a psychotic mental illness right here. This, look at the hair. Look at how she operates. Look at her whole disposition. All right, enough of that. I can't even. I was trying to get it, but she's talking too much and she's just annoying as heck. So I got to move on from her, from the brother who was going to give a good retort, but you guys can look at that. I don't know. Maybe we share it on Tickety Talk. But let me get her ugly mug off of boom. But yes, this type of madness is rife out here against us, just lies upon lies, spewing madness and mental illness to make us seem like we did this to ourselves. When we already know that the Father, our Elohim, cursed us for our idolatry, but yet these people think that they're so smart, they're so highly intelligent that their mindset, their mental illness is that we did it to ourselves. What people would put their babies to be eaten by alligators so that they can give the white man the tails of the alligator so they can eat, which is an unclean meat. We just decided we were going to take the noose and put it around our neck and then jump off the tree so we can hang ourselves. But first, have all of these white people all around to look at us while we do it. Then, before all that, put the fire, start the fire, and then madness, mental illness. But this is what we fight against. This unscrupulous, benign, diabolical ignorance that everybody wants to talk about us, but they don't want to take accountability for what they did. Yet we're supposed to love them. We're supposed, and that's the thing. The Christian insanity allows. So I'll tell you a quick story. There's this coffee shop where I work, and it's called Redeemed Coffee, and the girl makes the beans that she gets is from this other place, but I like the beans, and she does a very good coffee. And I asked her, I said, why Redeemed? So she was telling me her little stories. She went to the mission. She was on a missionary trip, and she's redeemed, yada yada, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, right? And I got to thinking. The Spirit came on to me and said, you see, they get to go on the mission trip. And they get to bring people to Jebus through their Christianity. They get to say, oh, Jesus is love to you and me. They get to do all these things in a godly, so-called godly fashion. But yet we, through Christianity, had to turn the other cheek. We had to be meek. We had to be humble. We had to forgive them. Yet this other broad out here is telling us that we did this to ourselves. So we're supposed to forgive them? And people go, well, that's just one. No, it's not. It's many, it's multiple of them. This is a pervasive ideology in the world of the wicked sins. This is because they do not, will not, and cannot forgive their ancestors for what they did to us. So instead, they create this ridiculous thought process to say we did it to ourselves. And yet people want to say, well, we're mean, we're this. No, we're not even talking about the history. We're talking about current affairs. This is the prevalent mindset that's all around us. And we're supposed to forgive this. We're supposed to love this. We're supposed to turn the other cheek to this. We're supposed to be okay with this. No, this is pure madness. Like there is no other way around this. This is pure madness. If you think for a minute that this silly looking girl who is not Anglo, mind you, she looked like she mixed with something, hating herself, thinking that Black people, so-called, are evil devils and victims. So this is why we go hard in the paint. This is why we cry for justice for all those who can't understand why we do what we do, why we pray against this wickedness, this madness of ill repute. This is why we do it, because she's just one of many. She's not a few. She is the many. This is legions. She is full of legions. This is the attack of the Shadim in our faces. This is what the 12th woe is all about, the confusion of faces. And people think that we're supposed to just let this go. People come out here and they start blaspheming our mother, blaspheming our father, our brother, and we're supposed to just let that go? Why? When we're on top, why? When it's our turn to rule. Again, when we rule, the world rejoices. While these fools are out here ruling, the earth is mourning. Brother Sly.
Can you do me a favor? Can you there's something that I want to show on the screen. Can you bring it up for me?
Absolutely.
Let me go to it right now. Let me kind of move this out the way. Yeah, it goes into the Barbary slave trade. Because these heathens like to say, well, that was a white slave trade. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm. Where you want me to go out?
Do you see my tab that says Ancient Origins, Unraveling the Mysteries of the Past? Can you see that one?
No. Send me the link real quick in the email and I'll pull it up.
All right, let me copy. The advantage of having dual screens.
Mm-hmm. And this is why the question had to be asked. How can the heathen be righteous? You think she's righteous?
I just sent it.
Okay. Let's see. There you go.
Yeah, just let me know when you put it up.
Okay.
All praises to the Most High.
Here we go. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. Let me maximize it. Ancient Origins, Remembering the Barbary Slaves, White Slaves, and North African Pirates. Now, can you show the image? Just show the image. Now, this is what they like to portray. Some dark-skinned, melanated people keeping so-called white people in captivity. Scroll down some. I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, keep going, keep going. A little bit slower, a little bit slow. Keep going, keep going, keep going down. Keep going. Well, go back up. Go back up. Right here. Right there underneath the YouTube video. Just scroll down so I can see the rest of the writing. Right there, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you close
I'm doing it.
Side? Yeah, exactly. Let's read this. While the trade in Barbary slaves is typically portrayed as Muslim corsairs capturing white Christian victims, this is far too simplistic. In reality, the Corsairs were not concerned with the race or religious orientation of those they captured. Slaves in Barbary could be black, and notice how they put black first, could be black, brown, or white, Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, Jewish, or Muslim, which means Israelites got caught up in that trade too.
That's
The
right.
Corsairs, on the other hand, were not only Muslim, English privateers and Dutch captains also exploited the changing loyalties of an era in which friends could become enemies with the stroke of a pen. So it wasn't a black on white slave trade and white people were involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Yep.
sister Lisa Cabrera said a few years ago, these white people have never known a day without slavery. So do trust whoever came across the waters of Northern Africa, they snatched up. It didn't matter who it was. And I found a source. I think I bookmarked it. It's deep on the archive. It took me a minute to find it. Some of those who were captured in the Barbary slave trade, some of them were held for as little as 6 weeks. Now, I found this source not from a story. I found the actual index cards, the physical record. So don't let them lie to you and make you believe that it was a hardcore chattel slavery.
Right.
It was not. Yeah, I saw a bunch of them. Some was 6 weeks, some was 6 months, and then they were released and sent back home. Some was a year, some was a year and a half. It wasn't perpetual where they had children and their children's children and their children's children went into captivity.
Yep.
I just had to make that known because I'm really tired of hearing that lie.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the reality. Like they, so again, they want to victimize the victimizer when they've been the victim. When they've been the victimizer, they want to act like they have been troubled when they've never been troubled. They've been able to move throughout the world, killing, stealing, and destroying, and taking names and kicking ass, and owning lands that don't belong to them, and reigning. Like that's the whole thing. That's why even today they're like, oh, well, China and Iran and Russia is going to rule the world. Please, they're done too. What's that scripture? The power goes back 1 hour with the beast. So where's the beast? The beast is Catholic Rome, Italy, Vatican. So all the power is going back to Rome for 1 hour. Where's Rome in relativity to Iran? To Ish? Not far within proximity. It's on that side of the world. It's in the 3 parts. So everything's going back over there, away from here, so they can fight it out like they should have from the get-go. Who's the one who started conquering? Alexander. I don't, Brother Slav, you and I had this conversation. No one of Yashar'EL colonized. We didn't go out to take people's lands because we had our own. We had our own lands. And that's something about, what is it, Judges 20. I'm not going to read it right now, but it's something to look into. We had our own lands. And when people will come into our lands, other nations will come in. They came in orderly and asked to stay. And we would allow them as long as they did it our way. And, that Judges 20 shows it's our history, in particular about Benjamin. So, we never went and people were coming to us. We never had to go to them. And that's the same premise of what's happening today. We're not out here seeking after the heathen. We're not trying to be like, yo, well, you know what? Can we be your friends to the end? No. They delineated from us first. They separated from us first. We tried to so-called integrate with them. And then they murdered us. I mean, come on, the history speaks for itself. And now when we're not murdering nobody, we're not lynching nobody, we're not spitting on anybody, we're not stoning anybody, and all of these anybody's are our enemies. All we're doing is being sanctified from our enemies, and they want to blame us. They want to be mad at us. Well, okay, I guess so. Then be mad. I mean, at the end of the day, that is a yo problem, not us. We're not the ones that are doing anything to you. You need to, and this is how wayward they are. Instead of them fighting their leadership, they should be, they're coming after us when they should be fighting their leadership. They're worrying about us. Oh, you black people do this, you black people that. You immigrants this, you immigrants that. No, your leadership is leading you astray. Your leadership is taking all your money today. They're taking your retirement today. When I say all your money, I mean it. I mean, they're taking your retirements, they're taking your investments. They don't care. They're being insolvent on your dime. They're the ones, and it's always based on two. There may be three factions, but really there's always two, a left and a right. And they fight amongst themselves in a theater so that you can feel something and give them your money that you were taxed on through usury. So Ish gets billions of dollars, Ukraine gets billions of dollars, trillions, and then you get nothing, and you're fighting over the crumbs. And then you're gonna be mad at us because we want some too. And now not only do we want it, we desire it, we demand it, and we cry out for justice for it. Why? Because you stole it in the beginning. You took it by force. The violent took the kingdom by force. And now I got to get it because I don't want to mess it up. Matthew.
Exactly. And while you're getting that precept, First Maccabees chapter 1, 7 through 10. We brought this out before, but it needs to be brought out again for record. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. So when these heathens were able to spread and multiply across the earth, that is when evil spread across the world.
Yep.
That was way before they were here in the fourth part. They've
That's right.
always been an evil, wicked group of individuals, but as a collective.
As a collective. And that's the thing. They've never been judged as a collective. See, that's what's on tap now. That's why they're all screaming and crying and kicking and running, because they're saying, oh, I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. You're right. Okay, great. Many of our people didn't do anything, but you know what? The goods got to suffer for the bad. Because we told you many times before, you got rotten apples in the bunch. And you all said, well, Johnny's a good boy. He's just a little off. Johnny don't mean no harm, but Johnny's killing us, breaking necks, raping our women, our children. And Johnny and his boys never got judged for it. Never got taken to the shed, never went to jail for it, while our people were laying in the dirt dead. And yet we don't want justice for that? Of course we do. All of the ones that Johnny and his boys did do to us, we want done to them. Not by our hand, but by our Elohim. We want righteous vengeance. And why? Because verily, Matthew 11, verily, I say unto you, among them that are born of women, that there hath not risen a greater than Yehukanan the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of Yehukanan the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence. The kingdom is in us. So the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. What they doing now, they trying to take stuff by force. These people, your leaders, know nothing but how to take by force and use violence to do so. So it's not us. We're not doing this to anybody. We just now have a stage to make it plain, to tell the truth. Because if it was left to you, nations, y'all wouldn't do the right thing. Y'all will lie until the end. Just like T-Rump and all of his NATO friends. Just lie, and lie. And I'm not leaving out the rest of them. Anybody who is leading and ruling today is full of wickedness, I'd say, because their world is in disarray. Not only disarray and dismay, but it is fallen. It is in a fallen state. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, and these people have allowed you to waste it. As long as you give them money, give them your bodies, your children, they don't care about you. And we've told you this time and time and half a time. For 3,500 years, we've told you this, and you all didn't care. Now that prophecy is coming alive for the fruits of the righteous, the people of the Most High, now you want to be on our team? Now you understand what we've been saying, what we've seen? No, you've got more to do. You've got more to go through. As a collective now, it is time to pay this day for all the atrocities that your forefathers and foremothers did in their day. Just like us, we paid, but we were first. And that first judgment, although it was horrendous and diabolical, all praises to the Most High that we survived it, persevered and endured it, because now we can sit back and watch our enemies fall. And that's all. That's all this is about. You can be our enemy or you can be our friend. Choose wisely this day. If you are allotted that. If you are allotted that. If you're going to be a stranger, cleave. If you're not, grieve. It's as simple as that. Just like what was declared to us. You gonna be on our team or you gonna die? You think the conquistadors gave us an option? You think the Dutch gave the Congolese an option when they wanted their rubber? You think the apartheid regime of South Africa gave them South Africans an option? When has the heathen given anybody, especially our people, an option? Did Spain give us an option? Did Portugal give us an option? Did England give us an option? Did France give us an option? Woe be it, I should say, Germany gave us an option. And I was going to play Hitler's conversation in English, but I said, no, I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to do that. But that conversation, when they showed us Hitler's rage, he was spot on to some degree. Jesse Owens, he loved that man. He stood up for that man. He never seen a faster Hebrew in his life. But now, somehow we're supposed to hate the enemy of our enemy, but yet our enemy hates us. This is why the fullness of the exchange situation is upon the nations right now. And they don't have nothing to say. They can't do anything to stand up right now. They're fallen and they can't get up. They believed in their God, Trump, and now their God has turned on them, want them to go to war for them. He needs $200 billion. That could take care of a lot of people's woes, not just here in America, but all around the globe. But you say, so what? We need to take Iran out because Iran's an enemy. Well, Iran's done nothing to me. Matter of fact, I know some Iranians. They're good people. I grew up with them, with their sons. They're a little crazy, quirky, but they cool. But I grew up with some whites who stabbed me in the back, who lied on me, who didn't treat me nice, along with some blacks. But you know what? Today, all that is in the past because the mishpachah, the father, the mother, the brother, has brought us to pass the time of the fall of the heathens. And now we're justified. We're justified in our actions. We're justified in our reactions. They told us not to retaliate. Yet they spit on us. Yet they sick dogs on us. They put acid in our pool. They kicked us out and called us fools. For what? Wanting equality with these heathens? Wanting justice for just us? Nah, that's why right now, the Father is allowing all of them to run amok. So when it all comes to fruition and prophecy is exposing them, nobody's going to have nothing to say. Nobody. All eyes will see. What will they see? That he has loved us. We are his people, and they are our Elohim. And that's what the world is in fear of. I didn't mean to get on a soapbox, Ock.
You're good, Ock, because your words actually go into Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Most High, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. And who is the Father zealous for? His people. So they can continue to call us black and whatever bywords they choose. We keep telling them that they put their fingers, their dirty, filthy, heathen hands on the chosen people. And it's not going to end well for them.
Yep. That's right, Op.
Judgment is in the land. Judgment is clearly in the land. And he is turning them against themselves.
Yep. And they look tired, bro. They look tired. And I would, and the look on their faces today, this is what we have to understand. The look on their faces today was our look on our faces yesterday. And we know this. And when we tell them this, they get vexed with us, just like that silly looking girl. She upset. You know, somebody told her about herself, and she decided to go on the talk a tick to spew madness. To spew madness at us in the totality, talking about all of us. So, but yet when we bring it to them in the totality of the generality of them, of their history, of their Christianity, of their religions, they get mad at us. They say we're hateful. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's why we cry for justice, for just us. And just us, again, we've already explained this, encompasses much. So don't get it twisted. We're not out here, you know, trying to keep everything with us, although we will and we shall. But we understand the complexities of what justice brings. We understand the balance that needs to happen for the world to rejoice, for the earth to be at rest, for us to have peace, for us to have shalom. And that's the other thing. We've been speaking shalom. We've been putting these things in the ether. We've been studying. This is the culmination. This is the fledgling nation of Yashar'EL beginning. He's not having all these other people who are sitting out here talking madness about, you know, Jesus is this and Jesus is that. I can debate you, or God is Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, all this other madness. He's not having them within his kingdom. He's purging the rebels. A purge of the rebels is a separation, is a delineation. This is the sanctification that all throughout all of the scriptures he speaks about for his people. So we take this as a win. When we see Trump and them trying to go in to Iran and fight, and Ish and them getting blown up with all Iran's might, we take it as a win because we're like, yo, this just means that prophecy is coming in. We seek and we see the prophecies of our ancestors. We seek and we see the prophecies of our Elohim. While everybody else is talking about tribulation, rapture, and all this other stuff that you cannot find in any scriptures, nor anything about us. So what does that have to do with us? Nothing. But what does have to do with us is the redemption, restoration, reparations, and salvation of our fledgling nation. Why? Because when we get to the kingdom, we're going to be there. We're going to be in righteous, and not in despair. This is the beauty of our time. This is why if you haven't noticed, even if you did want to do something crazy, you couldn't. You'd be like, I ain't doing that madness. Something will pop up. When you trying to go off, something will pop up and you'll be like, that's madness. I don't need to do that. I don't need to go there. That's why the Father's like, separate from her. Separate. So just like the World Cup. The biggest sporting event in the world, in history, biggest sporting event ever. And nobody wants to come see. And, I look at soccer, football, I watch, and you know what I see? I see a lot of players, kids, because they're in their 20s, making money, stupid money, a week. And they're not even playing half as good as we were back in the day and in the streets. So I see a bunch of petulant, spoiled, rotten people making money. You got people who are trying to, they're in their 60s trying to change their face. These are all a lot of white folks, all up in the doctor's office trying to get younger. But when you're aging, that comes with wisdom, that comes with experience. So you should be grateful for your battle scars. You should be grateful for your gray hairs. But they don't like that. That's why they didn't care about killing us. What you say, Ak?
The nip tuck.
The nip tuck. This isn't him. Go ahead, Ak. What you say?
Yeah, face look 40 years old, but their neck looks 85.
Right. They got a turtleneck on.
Exactly.
In 95-degree weather.
Exactly. No, I'm saying when they get that nip tuck surgery done, see, they can only afford to get the face done. So the face will look 40, but the neck area will look 85 years old.
That's right. You're right.
But that's the heathen trying to turn back the hand of time because they don't have wisdom.
Yeah. Because wisdom is not in them. What is it? Wisdom is not in teaming, right?
Exactly. Wisdom has been removed from teaming.
That's right.
So they love their simplicity.
Mm-hmm. They love it. And they want to stay, they want to change how they look. They want to change everything. They want to shake their fist in the face of the Most High and say, you made a mistake. See, that's the audacity and gumption of these people, of the heathen. You know you're a heathen if you're going, well, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a man, I don't care. Nobody can tell me any different. Why? Because so the creator who created you made a mistake, told you, did something that he couldn't create. That's what you're telling them? That is craziness. That's why, when we watch the fall of our enemies, we are enjoying it. Because when they fall, we rise, and that's what people get upset. Oh, you don't have to say that when their falling is our rising. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It is two opposing, contrary things cannot stay in the same place. So you can just imagine a magnet, two magnets, one positive, one negative, trying to connect to each other. They can't work. They won't work. You put two magnets together that don't work on the flip side. So this is what's going on. One's got to go. Because if you flip it up, then they become one, but that's not what was written. So there's a exchange, a situation where some will be the top and some will be the bottom. But in this situation, only the cleaving people will be with us at the bottom. And that's not a bottom to top, because again, this is a righteous, rejoicing nation, kingdom. It's not one like the heathen. So our bottom is still going to be better than the kingdom's bottom is still going to be far better than the heathen's bottom. Far better. And that's an all praise to the Most High, because if it wasn't, they wouldn't even be around, because they've had their turn and they messed that up, and that's their problem. And that's an all praise to the Most High.
Praises to the Most High.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had their run. They truly have had their run. Let me get this precept. Where is it at? Just had it. Here it is. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children, not the church. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Most High of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew. Thus saith the Most High. So that's Isaiah 14:21 and 22. So they have to get cut off. So they can no longer possess the land.
That's right.
And that's how the evils were spread, by them possessing the land and filling the face of the world with cities. So they have to be cut down.
Yep. I mean, it's only fair.
A just wait.
A just wait.
Isaiah 34:2. For the indignation of the Most High is upon all nations, and his fury upon all armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's right. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. They better stick with that white Jeebus character. Psalms 96:5. For the gods of the nations are idols, but the Most High made the heavens. Now, isn't white Jeebus a god of the nations?
Yep.
Thus proving it's an idol.
Yep. 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 It's an idol. Like, that's the whole thing. It's like, we're done. The Jeebus of the whites didn't do anything for us. It made us be forgiving people, loving people for them, even though they were killing us, lying to us, mistreating us, going to church first, and then coming out doing us dirty, burning down our churches, killing our children. I mean, we could go on. We could sit here for 8 hours and talk about all the atrocities just in the 20th century that they did to us. And they want us to think that we should just forgive them for that. Why? They have to answer the question of why. Why should we forgive them for what they've done? Have they done anything to right the wrongs? No, they haven't. Let me get this. Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, they haven't done anything to correct their wrongs. But it was prophesied that they wouldn't, because the cup of dregs needed to be filled. Because the Most High, he chastised us as time went on. But with the heathen, he let their sins, their atrocities, and their wicked actions build up, and build up. And right now, they are sitting on a powder keg with a lit fuse. And the explosion will be massive. Now, what we're seeing right now is just a taste of what these heathens are going through. And we can all see that they cannot even handle what they've been dealt since 2019. I'm still waiting to hear some Caucasian spirituals. I'm still waiting to hear these nations come out and sing and lament their woes instead of going down to Selma and trying to sing our songs.
That's right.
That we had to sing in a strange land because we no longer knew our land. Because it was desolate.
Yep. Now I wanna because this is Ezekiel 18. I'm gonna start at 4. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. But if a man be just and do that which is lawful and right, and hath not eaten upon the mountains, neither hath lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Yashar'EL, neither hath defiled his neighbor's wife, neither hath come near to a mistress woman, and hath not oppressed any, but hath restored to the debtor his pledge, hath spoiled none by violence, hath given his bread to the hungry, and hath covered the naked with a garment, he that hath not given forth upon usury, neither hath taken any increase, that hath withdrawn his hand from iniquity, hath executed true judgment between man and man, hath walked in my statutes, hath kept my judgment to deal truly. He is just. He shall surely live, saith the Most High. If he begat a son that is a robber, a shedder of blood, and that doeth the like to any one of these things, and that doeth not any of those duties, but even hath eaten upon the mountains, and defiled his neighbor's wife, hath oppressed the poor and needy, hath spoiled by violence, hath not restored the pledge, and hath lifted up his eyes to the idols, hath committed abomination, hath given forth upon usury, and hath taken increase, shall he then live? He shall not live. He had done all these abominations, he shall surely die. His blood shall be upon him. Now lo, if he begat a son that seeth all his father's sins, which he hath done, and considereth, and doeth not such like, that hath not eaten upon the mountains, neither hath lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Yashar'EL, hath not defiled his neighbor's wife, neither hath oppressed any, hath not withholden the pledge, neither hath spoiled by violence, but hath given his bread to the hungry, and hath covered the naked with a garment, that had taken off his hand from the poor, that had not received usury nor increase, has executed my judgments, hath walked in my statutes, he shall not die for the iniquity of his father. He shall surely live. As for his father, because he cruelly oppressed, spoiled his brother by violence, and did that which is not good amongst his people, lo, even he shall die in his iniquity. Yet say ye, why? Doth not the son bear the iniquity of the father? When the son hath done that which is lawful and right, when the son hath done that which is lawful and right, and hath kept all my statutes, and hath done them, he shall surely live. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. But if the wicked will turn from all his sins that hath committed, and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die. All his transgressions that he hath committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he hath done, he shall live. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die, saith the Most High? and not that he should return from his ways and live? But when the righteous turn away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he had done shall not be mentioned. It in his trespass that he had trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned. In them shall he die. Yet ye say, the way of the Most High is not equal. Hear now, O house of Yashar'EL. Hear now, O heathen. Is not my way equal? Are not my ways unequal? When a righteous man turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and dieth in them, for his iniquity that he had done shall he die? Again, when the wicked man turneth away from his wickedness that he had committed and doeth that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive. Because he considereth and turneth away from all his transgressions that he hath committed, he shall surely live. He shall not die. Yet, saith the house of Yashar'EL, the way of the Most High is not equal. O house of Yashar'EL, are not my ways equal? Are not your ways unequal? Yet saith the heathen, the way of the Most High is not equal. O heathen, are not my ways equal? Are not your ways unequal? Therefore I will judge you, O heathen, every one according to his ways, saith the Most High. Repent and turn yourselves from all your transgressions, so iniquity shall not be your ruin. Cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby ye have transgressed, and make you a new heart and a new spirit. For why will ye die, heathen? For I have no pleasure in the death of him that dieth, saith the Most High. Wherefore turn yourselves and live ye. So this is the scenario that is upon the whole world, including us. This, Ezekiel 18, is explaining, because all they want to do is say we're not obliged by the sins of our fathers. Yes, you are. If you did not change your ways, change from the ways of the wickedness of your father, you will die. If you do, you can cleave. That's why now it's a duality. It is the exchange of situation of the scriptures as they're spoken. Now the curses that were upon my people are now upon you. So this is how we do today. You will die in the iniquity of your fathers because you have not changed. So surely I know what I'm saying, because my people have gone through this the same. This is not difficult. And this is about the iniquity of the sins of the fathers and repenting from them. And if you can't acknowledge it, if you take no accountability of it, you shall surely die in them. This is what is written, even through the transliteration. This is karma. This is equal righteousness. This is the fear of the heathen. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. That was a powerful reading, Ak. See, with Christianity, you don't have to deal with prophecy. You can make up prophecies that are futuristic, that will never occur, and you don't have to deal with what was written by our ancestors. So they had to make an idol as an escape clause in a weak attempt to circumvent justice and recompense. But that's not so. Psalms chapter 10, 4 and 5. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. The pride of the heathen, as if they would have never been judged as a collective. We were judged as the nation. They had to be judged as a nation. They will be judged as a nation. They are being judged as nations. The Psalms 83 Confederacy. I actually had a Christian vassal tell me when it comes to judgment, well, for nations, he told me that was only in the Old Testament. They have made a God of their own choosing. And I knew that was going to happen to Brother Moriel because they were tampering. When the brother got in the spirit, you could hear that they started tampering with the microphone. See, this is why they have to pay for everything that they do. The tampering, the light sabotage, everything that they do. Joel 3:2. And I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Yashar'EL, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And one thing about Joel 3:2, they left out something pertinent: justice. The pseudepigrapher makes it even clearer. The Most High is gathering the nations because they have never given his chosen people justice. Deuteronomy 7:6, because they know who we are. For thou art an holy people unto the Most High. Thy power, the Most High, thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, all above people that are upon the face of the earth. This is why they have to spin the lie that we allegedly rejected our Messiah, even though that's not the case. Even though he said he had some that would fight for him. The disciples didn't reject him, and the northern kingdom wasn't even there. They had to spin an entire ball of yarn to come up with a story so they can escape their judgment. So they want us to believe that our brother that they murdered died for their sins for killing him and his people. Please make it make sense. And I know the brother, he's working on his PC, trying to get back in. Let me check my messages, make sure I see if he texts me. Of course he texts me. I can't get back in. I'm trying, so hold on. They didn't like that. Of course they didn't like it, huh? Of course. They never like it when we gather together in the spirit. In the spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, condemns them. This is why they have to pay. Yeah, they won't be able to to block their judgment. Yeah, they won't be able to they won't be able to kick judgment out of the live stream. It doesn't work that way. Did he just call me? Give me 1 second, Mishpachah. All right, hey, Ak, I have you on speakerphone, so the Mishpachah can hear you. What's up?
Yeah, StreamYard just kicked me out.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. That's what they do. That's the heathen.
I mean, literally, it won't even let me in. It's telling me that my Wi-Fi is done, but I can get into YouTube. I can see all the comments. I just can't get into StreamYard. So I'm going through another browser to see if that's the case.
Exactly. Prepare slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare slaughter. This is exactly why. But as you can see, they still can't stop what the Father's doing. You call me on the phone, and you can still have your say so through the Spirit.
They were playing because they didn't like that. They didn't like that they got to pay for the sins of their fathers. That is what they're upset about. The whole airwaves upset about. That's what they've been hiding, the sins of their fathers. And they want me to be quiet. Why? I didn't do anything to them. See, StreamYard just won't even let me in, bro. It's so crazy. They won't even let me in. Can't reach it. They're like, oh, it's something wrong. StreamYard won't let me in. Let me go to YouTube real quick.
That's the heathen, bro.
It's so wild. I can see. Let me see. See if I can hear myself. Hold on a second. Yeah, also. No, that's gonna start there. Okay, so yeah, I can see everybody typing. This is just madness.
Yeah,
but
but
this is the way it is.
Exactly. These are the tricks that they have to play.
Let me go to your. Slide. Let's see. Yeah, they did. I knew that. Ooh, you're right. That was a powerful reading in the ether, in the spirit. And you see what they did. They were like, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. How dare you speak on our judgment and the payment of our sins?
How dare you speak? Okay, on our judgment. I'm going to do this. There you go. Yeah. See how I do? Okay. All right, maybe I can chat. Let's see, can I chat? All right. Can you see that? You see that?
Okay, I don't see you in your chat.
No, I went to yours because mine is doing something funky too.
Okay, just give me a second. Let me you know what? Let me open up another browser. It's okay, man. We go, man.
Dude, I ain't tripping. I already know how these fools operate.
All right, let me go.
But this is the first time. Oh, wait a minute. They might let me in. Let me see. Hold on a second. They realized that I went to your channel. Yeah.
Let me take a look and see if I can see you on mine. Oh yeah. Yeah, we started to get feedback. Let me pull back a little bit. Judgment out of the live stream.
All right, let me.
Yeah.
That's you.
But this is what they do. This is what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm supposed to be cool with this. I'm supposed to be like, you know what? Hey, it's fine. I'll just go ahead and forgive them. No, I'm not going to forgive them this time at all. But that was funny. Like all of a sudden I finished. You said something. I said, yep. Because they have to pay for the sins of their fathers. Boom. The whole thing everything just went white. Like I'd never seen it before. The whole page went white. And it said, Wi-Fi, you need to check your internet connection. And I'm looking at my internet connection and everything is connected.
Yeah. I felt it coming when the audio started to get garbled. I already knew. I said, yeah, they about to they playing games.
And no, I don't have a VPN. Not here. Like I don't have a need to. I'm connected. I'm connected. So yeah, they didn't like that. And this is what we say, and this is why the airwaves are against us, and oh well. Yes, the message was received. Good, Jewel.
Exactly. You got the bulk of it out.
Mm-hmm.
And doing the replay, that would just make people listen more intensely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And and once again, we see them in the spirit when they try to come against what the Father is doing, it always works out for his will.
Mm-hmm.
So
Always out.
It's always edifying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They always are petty, and they always are upset when they look in the mirror and see themselves vexed. They hex themselves. We ain't do nothing. We just reading. We're just reading and giving our perspective. And they ain't like it. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah. They didn't change it, but that's the thing, Joel, the earth. Let me get to it again, real quick. Was that 9 and 24? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's what we be talking about when they say they can't see us. So what do? They shut down the Wi-Fi. They interrupt the stream. But best believe if I was talking about Jeebus of the whites, they'd have been like, "Yo, just make sure that he's
Jeebus of the whites. You'd have like 50,000 in here right now.
50,000. They'd have just had bots in here.
Yeah, bro,
you know what I mean?
But I've seen it. I've been in
Yep.
Oh yeah, there was just
Mm-hmm.
crazy channel. I would just get up early in the rising and just check it out. Sometimes like 4 o'clock in the morning. I think they were in Australia, and they'd probably have. And I've seen the numbers. They would have maybe 100 in the chat. But as soon as the chat ended, it'd be like 20, 30,000 views. It was insane because they pushed Jeebus of the whites. They pushed the lie.
Mm-hmm.
But we know this truth is only for a remnant. So the Most High will allow it to get out to whom needs to see it.
Yep. That's right. That's why they can't handle it. That's why we already know, you know what I mean? Like this is why it's not even tiring. It's not tiring. This walk is a joyful walk. Every time that I can hear Brother Slide talk, Brother Judah, Sister Romy, Brother Levi, even Abdul Seer on a lot of his posts. I know that, when he used to do a little bit more videos, I watch them too. When I get a chance to chop it up with Brother Leon, like the Mishpachah, when I see Corey in the group, Interested Abbott, Miss Abby, Dr. Sharon, you know what I mean, Juivy, Encrypted Wolf, Yashar'EL, and so many others, Larry Dean, you know what I'm saying? When I start seeing our Mishpachah growing, and there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. We've been growing. We're the only people on the face of the earth right now that are growing in spirit. And all they can do is try to, vex us. And there's no vexing here. We already knew that they were going to do something considering where they are. Yeah, celebrate good times. That's right. This is the beauty of our light. We hold the light not to the world, and Brother Slide and I had this conversation earlier, not to the world. That's a wrong proposition. We are the light of the world. We light ourselves for the world. We and the heathen had diminished our light for a long time. And we had this conversation earlier. Now that I'm back in time and rhyme, they tried to diminish our light, and the light that we had in us, which is the kingdom, was the 7-stick menorah. And that kingdom and that light was diminished for a time. The Father relit it. They never thought it would happen. The Father relit it. So 7 times. So that's why he only needs a few, because when he relit the menorah, it was going to be 7 times light. So just like he said, let there be light with all this darkness around him, that illumining, that's right, that illumining of light was so bright that it shed light on all of the darkness, just like we're doing now. That's why they can't really do anything. That's why they're upset at themselves. They're not even upset at us. They envy us now. They're jealous of us now. And that's why we're standing in might. That's Ezekiel 37, the dry bones. And, we standing up in great boldness. We're not here, we're not out in the streets yelling and screaming either. Well, Jesus saves. We're not doing that. We're out here speaking to each other, whether it be text, whether it be on social media somewhere, or even in our minds, in the ether, in the air. We're speaking, and they can't stop that. And that's the thing that we know. That's the thing that we know, that we're on the right path to our kingdom. And all the things that they try to do, their devices and their vices, no longer work. It's like Brother Judah said, those arrows are now on them. It's coming on their head and their children. And they don't know what to do. So they blame us for their calamities. But just like Brother Big Levi said, this is the Most High doing this. Just like Brother Judah, this is the Most High doing this. Just like Brother Sly, this is the Most High. Sister Roman, we are all saying the same thing. We're not doing this. We're asking for the Most High's vengeance to come upon our enemies, because that is fair, equal, and right. What would it look like for us to repent for our forefathers and foremothers and not ask for justice? It doesn't make sense. That's why we already know. And just like tonight, we're just having our conversation, our weekly Wednesday conversation. And they're going to try to mess up the live, mess up the stream. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. This is where they are. They're all trying to fantasize a way to get us back in some king dream when we are now in kingship. So all praise to the Most High. And I appreciate you, Mishpachah. This tonight is a fantastic energy. When 2 or more come together, that's why they can't deal with it. They can't deal with us. 2 or more, we're in this thing deep. You know how much the father and the mother and the brother is happy, rejoicing over us, seeking them? They are. They're out here like, yo, this is my people. We are their Elohim. I will make sure that the whole world knows that I have loved them. I mean, people ain't talking about our Elohim, our history, prophecy. They're not dealing with that. But we are. All praise to the Most High. Brother Sly.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and take us out.
Well, okay, let's see where we're going.
He said,
in the spirit. Because I had the precepts, but I didn't have the outgoing precept. No problem. Let's see where the spirit takes us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Here. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they tried. They tried.
They did. And that's why we're in a spiritual warfare, right? We're in a spiritual warfare, and yet we are not dismayed. We're not moved. We're not in any type of heathen shade. They are moved and dismayed. And let it be so. Let it be so.
Exactly. Let's take a look. Yeah, they don't know what to do. So they can try their little tricks and games.
Yep. That's all they got. That's all they got at this point.
All praises to the Most High. This one is perfect. Yeah, the Holy Spirit took me to Psalms 46. The Most High is our refuge and strength, a very pleasant help in trouble. Therefore, will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. Selah. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of the Most High, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. The Most High is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. The Most High shall help her, and that right early. The heathen raged. The heathen raged. The kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice. The earth melted. The Most High of hosts is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Most High. What desolations have he made in the earth? He maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still, and know that I am the Most High. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Most High of hosts is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. Excellent reading, Brother Sly. Excellent reading.
It came right on time through the Spirit.
Messing with me still. So let's play some music and stay in the spirit. All praise to the Most High. Baruch Hashem, Mishpachah for coming. We will see you hopefully sooner than later, and for sure and assuredly next week. Most High willing. All praises to the Most High. Shalom.
Josie A. I reform. This is for you. Great glory. Grain rising. Yeah. Wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Church, Genesis 15, 13, and then church. It was divine capture that our people had to endure. And it has no future, no measure for their pasture. The blessing is fisher, the culture vultures fracture. No departure for the rapture, reality is rupture. That it has no structure, the first of them is not sure, but the last of us is the treasure, yeah. They thought their deeds were obscure. The actions they got you. And confusion, her voice was the only thing to usher. Now feel the full wrath of her pressure. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Shows with its nature, the reacher's useless gesture. We are the same creature, we worship by nature. For hundreds of torture, it was a great adventure. They want to be us by twisting our holy scripture. Changing the procedure, forging our secret innovation. Want none of our mixture. Now everyone wants to sever the pleasure. That's why we say you cannot stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Church was got you when he match you by so mature. Every down was manicure, the sermon was a pedicure. The blessing was secure, we were considering impure. We were considering impure, the curse of heavenly treasure. Eyes filled with aperture, feels rendered insecure. Prophecies are not manure, words heal and also endure. Was it waiting a minute, we know what's good ever conjure. That's why we say, you can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. You can't hide it. You can't avoid it. You can't escape it. You can't stop it. Stop. You can't hide it. Hide. You can't avoid it. No. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Yeah. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Yeah. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Yeah. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Oh. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Yeah. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath. The Most High's wrath. Wrath, the Most High's wrath. Yeah, wrath, the Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. Wrath, the Most High's wrath. Yeah, wrath, the Most High's wrath. Oh, wrath, the Most High's wrath. You can't stop the Most High's wrath. We got no wrath. Stop, stop, the Most High's bring to wrath. Stop. You can't stop, can't stop the Most High's wrath. Yeah, wrath. Yeah.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Whoa, 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 watch off my way.
Zion, Zion, Zion. Hey yo, Ren, turn that up. Only a few of us gon' make it out. Zion, Zion. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Only a remnant. We at the end and we feeling it. We the sand of the sea, but a remnant. Shall return to the word when they hearing it. We the sons of Israel. Our word will never fail. Baptizing in Jacob's well. Holy Spirit ain't playing for real. Will you get protected? He's sending them plagues. I'm trying to make sure that he's sending rain. All in my life, all in my head, all in my walk, all in my legs. You don't got that blood, you walking dead. Walk as he walk, we should live what it say. Only a remnant gonna be spared. Only a remnant gonna be spared. Abba gon' get us out of these countries. Abba said, let me see who really want me. Forsaking our houses, forsaking our money. We got that signal from heaven, he coming. Drinking his cup, nobody running. Flesh getting weak, but the spirit is gunning. We see the prophecy, we know he coming. We see the prophecy, we know he coming. But it's only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's how my heart hurts for you. And the sun, he died for you. Yes, it's true, yes, it's true. You didn't have no clue. That's because nobody told you. They couldn't afford to. Called you monkey like you Goku. It ain't like nobody owed you. We broke the law and they sold you. We did this all to ourselves, Jacob. Now it's the time that you know the truth. You don't know you so special. You don't even see what's next, though. So we cry, cry, cry. Only remnants gonna make it out of here alive. Please repent, my people, cause we at the end of time. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. Only a remnant, 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 only a remnant. When is my people gon' learn? If you don't come back, you gon' burn. We take up the scriptures confirm. It's time for my people return. It's time for my people return.